Most times people say, hey, I used a screwdriver and a hammer, or the back of a hammer, which is pretty bad, I guess. Maybe worse or the same as this, but an axe was used on this, so an effing axe. So you see, this thing is busted up. Look at that, mangled in all kinds of ways. I mean, luckily you can't get an axe too far back. There's some bad damage. If there's more than 7 holes, it's going to be hard. But if you just kind of get it in your head, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or less, hopefully. It's actually over here that got punctured, or actually had been punctured. See, even though this is all chopped up, and I don't even know. I mean, look at that, but we're gonna do it. So it was really when the ice was removed from over here, it looked like that was patching up something, and kind of see it. Is that the one? Yeah, there's a little dirt on the one, so that's the one right for the focus. That's the one right there. And anyway, that's a pretty bad smash. That was where it leaked. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got these JB wells all mixed up already. Okay, you get a black and white one. Let's see here. Package. See, these are the ones right here, and a lot of times people use these that are already going to give you the right amount, or they're just a little different. Like some type of tubing that's going to help you out, but then it's probably not going to work for you. Give me one sec. Alright, so you see the deal on here, the cure time and everything. You gotta wait like a day, really. But see that 50-20? It used to be lower than that, and the new ones now have been out for a while. You should be able to get to 50-20 psi. That's usually only on the ones like this, that where you mix them just manual, just doing it by your eye. It's not hard at all. You get a dark gray color just like that. That's even been sitting there. Have to go to the bathroom before I already mixed it. And then, so I'll show you what's going on. But also, yeah, all the other types of this, whether it be an old one of these is a little lower in the 4000s, or there's like just the ones where they help you put the right amount out and they're not as strong. This is the strongest, so this will work. The other ones won't, so make sure you get this one, and it's actually the cheapest one. But you see higher strength formula? Yep, right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this, not globby, but on all the holes. Alright, so we'll be back. And I just want to show, I'm using the tool I even mixed it with. I'm using this little key. It's here because I used it to pop open the, little foil cover on the end after you uncap the bottles here. So that's probably too much. I mean, I'm really not trying to glob it. You don't want it to go inside. Then it's going to block the lines and everything be screwed. So you have to be careful the whole time. Just like I was with the axe, just kidding. So you can see we're just going to put a little over that. Make sure. I mean, it's okay if you put more where the hole isn't, Does that make sense? Just to strengthen it and then it won't go inside. So, get a little more. Make sure that you cover this entire thing. Now see, don't get hasty because it's not enough yet. Just take your time. I mean, I think I got 5 spots. After I do this, it'll only be 4. So, you know, it's not really too bad. It's not too bad at all. Then I got like 4 spots to do after that. And that's a little globby, but it looks like it's gonna do the job. See, I just globbed it away actually, which is good. It was not sick, and you know. Alright, so I'm gonna do it to the rest of the ones and we'll be back. Okay, and I just want to add, before you put this stuff on, you want to sand each one of the holes just a little bit so this grabs it and clean it with some alcohol, whatever you got. Alright, so okay, some of this needed a little more sanding. The whole thing should be cleaned up before this goes on, but you know, make sure it works. That's the bad one right there. Can't wait to fill that up. Okay. Now try not to wipe it. Trying to mow. Alright, so we'll be back. Check it out. Now this, I don't feel like looking for my rubbing alcohol, so I'm gonna rub a little bit of this. Just a little, you know, vodka in your pipes. You just, you know, dab it with a silk cloth. I don't drink, you know. Someone left this here, so I'm gonna use this. We got butter at the bottom of the fridge there. I'm trying to dump a bottle of vodka and sterilize it. Alrighty, so this should be fine. Just get up all the spots that you sanded. Make sure it's not too damp where it's gonna juice up on it. Yeah, alcohol's stinging some cut on my finger, that's for sure. Alright, so all the rest are sanded and cleaned, and yeah, that one should hold up fine. It was kind of a good example, just a patch. But anyway, okay, look, this one ain't come back ever. That's okay right there. So, look, the alcohol isn't cleaned out. The dirtiness as well on all the spots. So, let's get to work. Okay, so here I am working with this stuff. We got all these filled up, you know, like I said, only like 7, 8, actually 8. If you wonder why I say, oh, over 7 or even 8, 8's fine. It's too many, it's just, I'm just saying you can wrap your brain around. There's just 8, you know, just knock them out. You're going to say, well, I see more than 8. Well, that's just because there were some areas where there were just some dents, And you know, I just wanted to cover them up because I wasn't sure. And where you see it heavy, it's actually not where the hole is, it's actually spreading around the hole. Try to go in the back of the fridge first and work your way back. That way you don't have stuff all in the front, and when you go to reach to do it in the back, you know, you get it all over yourself. One good thing is, if you look at my hand, is it's not like goop or anything, you know, it's not like, it's wrong. Like what's in that black tube, that's liquid steel that you mix and activate with that white. But the thing is, it's not like goop or something that you ever worked with where, you know, it sticks your fingers together and it can be just stuck on there for a few days. It's the way it is. It'll just wash right off, you know. It's not going to be on there too long. You got to kind of wait a while. I don't know. I never left it on more than maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. You know, I wash my hands. It'll be fine. You know, it's not like that goop stuff, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, you know, you got the one there, one of those is a dent, all those are dents except for one, so it's two, and you know, we got 3, 4, back there's 5, another one here is 6, and 7, 8 over there, the one we know about, and then there's another one there to the right of it, and I just kind of filled in some dents in all the other spots, so there's about 8 of them, really. That one back there was so crazy, man. I have the best Gorilla Tape, and I can't find it, so the thing is, anyway, you know, you don't want to spread the tape on too big, because then you're gonna have to like spread out the gook, the stuff even heavier than, or bigger diameter than it is now. But I just did a strip, you know, it covers it, it doesn't leave any of the hole exposed, but you know, there's maybe a couple millimeters or something on each side, and there's just a black strip of that, you know, Zilla. See how it's, those strips right, you know, I made like a little strip and covered it up, and then that way no gook will get in there, and then I just layered it on. It's gonna be all patched up and nice, you know, nothing's gonna get in there. There's actually, I don't know what that stuff is right there. Wrong hand to figure it out. I'll just patch it. I can tell if it's some of the stuff or, you know, but alright, so there we are. Like you can see right up there on the top, I don't see, there's not really any holes right there, going right here. There's no holes, but I'm gonna, it's kind of dented up, and you know, maybe there's a pinhole, but I'm just gonna kind of go over that with a little bit of extra stuff I got here, and that's about it. Alright. Now, I just wanted to go over a few things, because you're gonna say, hey, Zilla, you know, what's going on with this stuff? Is it like a bad chemical? I mean, it's going to be in here with food. Well, no, it's not. I mean, look what this stuff's made out of. You know, everything's made out of something, you know? So when that, you know, let's go over a few things. So basically, these things we patched up, those little things all over the place, those are the coils. Those get cold, make the freezer get ice, and it also, there's nothing to cool the fridge at all down here except for them. Who knew? You know? Some don't have freezer compartments. The fridge has a bunch of coils on the back. It's not really in the back of the fridge. See, when someone says coils, what I used to think was like, yeah, coils. Like, they must be like back there, like inside of the fridge in the back, like these coils or something like that. You know, coils. Like, you think of like, you know, they get hot. But that's, we're looking at all these coils right there, all those little bumps, see, like the little maze. That maze is how everything gets cold. And basically, it wasn't even chopping, even though it chopped holes in there, man, it was when the ice really got moved. Okay, and then it sprays out all the freon. And when you puncture one of those, and it smells like a real bad chemical. And that's bad for pretty much everything. You should just take all your freezer food out and put it in a different freezer. And, you know, as long as it's packaged and boxed up and everything, get rid of that. You know, sodas, wash them up and everything, and make sure they're good, because freon's sprayed everywhere. And, you know, so you're not putting your lips on it like a drink or something. But, yeah, I mean, so, but the trick also, if you're really worried about the chemical, what we're going to do is we're going to get about a ½ inch of ice all around, just like before. And, you know, that was covering it. And now that we know how the freezer works, I'm never going to take any ice off. It's, you know, going to possibly take some of that stuff off. But it should be fine. You know, just, even if you have an inch of ice, you know, you're doing good. I mean, this thing was filled with ice, and only when I couldn't close it because all the ice was up here, that I, you know, would always chop at it. And then I just, you know, I used to have another one, that fridge that was a freezer, so I didn't need to really, just didn't get as cold. The work is good for the freezer part, but the other mini fridge, the whole thing got cold. So I was using that as my freezer. I don't have that anymore. I moved, and then, you know, this is actually my fridge, and I actually bought this from where I last moved, and then I chopped it up and broke it like an idiot. So, anyway, don't feel bad. There's just a lot of people who do this. You know, as far as chemicals go, I mean, there's, you know, shout out to the movie Dark Waters. You know, lets us know that Teflon's bad, you know, and everyone's got Teflon, 99% of people, except for like newborn people, you know, that have Teflon in their system somehow. You know, it talks about how they used, real quick, how they use it in, make waterproof army tanks, and they use it so pans won't, you know, stick, non-stick pans. You know, nowadays you want to use those orange copper pans, or there's these iron and better pans to use. Find them at your grocery store. Even if you don't get them there, you can see what you get. There's no Teflon pans anywhere. Well, I know what they are. They're still in people's houses. You know, you make those eggs, and a little bit of the bottom of the pan's getting scratched off, and you get some blackness in the eggs. You just figure, you know, or maybe a steak or something, and it gets scratched up where someone's using metal against it. And that Teflon is bad for you. A lot of people got like cancer, bad things that worked with it. Not everybody that has it in the system from that, but someone somewhere has cooked it for you. A lot of restaurants use cast iron, you know, always did, but somewhere, you know, someone probably use a Teflon pan. And whether it be at a house or a restaurant, and some of that stuff got in you, so, you know, it sucks. Anyway, so we're just gonna like let all this stuff dry, and basically I have to go to the back of it and fill the freon back in there. And actually, now before I do that, I'm gonna vacuum all the air out of it, make sure there's no air, and then I'm gonna put the freon in. So stay tuned. Alright, so there we go. Now we just have to wait 24 hours, and then we can go on to the next step and just let all that dry. You know, feel free to use any extra, any of this stuff, to reinforce any of the holes. Not necessarily put more on top of where the hole is itself, but just put around any, you know, put some more around the area to reinforce it. You know, just use up the rest of your stuff like that. Or I found a bunch of iffy spots where they weren't holes, but it's kind of dented, and wanted to make sure we just patched it. So I, you know, used it on some iffy spots, but you know, I had some extra to use. So there we go. Alright. Alright, here's my beautiful dog. She just can't wait to go out. I know, she'll help me pass the time. Look how happy she is. She wants to go out so bad. You want to go out there? Let's see. Yeah, where do you want to go? Go. Come on. Usually I'll be jumping at the door. Yeah, that's my baby right there. She's 3 years old. Hey. Hey, you want the camera shine? No. You just want to go? Okay, baby. Solid. Just like the freezer itself. All this is so solid. Really don't think there's going to be any holes, but it's all set. Alright? So now what we're going to do is turn the fridge around. Okay. Compressor's still okay. Never really had a problem yet. So we got this big guy here. But if you look at it, it just has this little thing here and then it goes. So this is the one, the compressor wire. This is the copper cable that we're going to pierce. So you can see there's no, usually in cases there's no service spot to put more freon in. So where is it? Be right back. Look at my fridge for a second. Oh, okay, it's in my back pocket. So we need this right here. It's a Supco bullet piercing valve. It's a permanent fixture for the back of your fridge. And you can order them on Amazon, or you can just go to the Supco.com website and they'll tell you everywhere in town that sells them. And I just went out and bought it for $10, or they're like 5 or 6, and then shipping's free. So I just wanted to get it right away. And it comes with everything you need. Okay. Open it up. So what it comes with is the valve, the Allen wrench, the valve, the Allen wrench you need. Okay, it's going to pierce it, and you're going to have a valve here. Sorry. So it's going to pierce it by winding this, and then you'll have a valve to service it, put more freon in it. Okay? So let's see here. These things are in case you need to size it right, and I actually have to use both of these. Okay, so I'll show you here. We got this. I unbolted. Okay, so if you want to see, I unbolted all the Allen wrench bolts, so the thing comes apart now. You see it's apart actually right now. And see, I'm going to need to use these pieces. Where's the other side? See, it has a little hole. So that's the side it goes in. It's going to go in like that. And I thought you could size them into each other to make sure, but that's not the case. So, whichever one's the smaller one, that one or that, obviously it's the other one. I think you can do it maybe with this one. Let's see. I thought you could put both together, but that's not going to work. Maybe this is just the way this model works, but it'll be okay. So basically we just take the one that's thicker, as you can see, compared to this one, and it has a lot less room for a smaller cable. Okay, so we're going to put this on. Let's see, we got this big guy here. We're going to put it on this one. See? Put it on this one right here. Stuff's wound around it. It has nothing to do with it. And it goes off. Okay, so we got that all installed. Make sure it's all tight back there. And I couldn't put it together back there. I had to put it. You might wonder why I just not put it here. Well, I wanted to put it where it was straight, not a curve, on a curve. That way it could actually seal good. So I had to put it together loosely right here, the bolts a little bit and everything, and then slide it up there and then tighten the bolts from over here. Alright, so now this just comes right off
and we can service it. I wish we could just put the freon in, but we're gonna have to vacuum it, which you can rent at AutoZone for a lovely, with tax and everything, I believe 353 and change, so about $354 you're gonna have to rent this vacuum if you really want to do it right. You trial and error and skip the vacuum, but it's not gonna get cold correctly. So all you gotta do is rent it, pay cash, you know, and they'll give it, that way you don't gotta wait for it to go back on your card or whatever you want to do, or put it on your card, but you'll get it right back. You got 90 days to keep it. Probably only gonna need a day, but alright, so let's hook that up to it and make sure that's gonna let us suck all the air out and let us know that the seal on the inside, on all those holes from the axe, are good and sealed. So let's do that. Basically what we're gonna have to do is just keep cranking this, tightening it, and it's gonna pierce a hole in that copper tube. And then we're gonna unwind it a little bit. It's gonna be all sealed up except for what we got right here. And we're gonna get some attachments, and you know, I'll show you what we gotta do. So we're gonna start tightening this up. Okay. Still holding vacuum down in the green. I would have liked to get it down to 30. I think something might be whack with this vacuumer. I don't know. We'll see when I add the freon. But it, you know, that means for some reason it's reading out, maybe all the air is not coming out. Weird reading, but it shouldn't have any leaks because it's just been a long time. Alright. So now we're going to close down the other valve. We're going to shut this needle thing here that pierced the tube. We're going like this. Come out. Don't forget how much. Just get it in there again. Okay. Feels tight. Okay. So that's yeah. Now you can close this off here. Okay. Pull that off by pulling that back. Get rid of that. Undo this. That's fine. So it's staying in. There we go. See, it goes back to 0. Open that back up. Alright. Okay, so we got this freon right here. Alright. So 12 ounces. You can see it takes 1.4 ounces of refrigerant, R134A. R134A. Okay, so let's see if we can do this 1.4 ounces. How we're going to do it is weigh this with the can, 12 ounces, 1447. Alright, 1447. And you're going to need one of these. They'll hook up to our access port. And, of course, yeah, the freon. So, you know, this is good anywhere. Walmart, 10 bucks, 12 bucks, something like that. So, you know, the can of freon's like 5. So, you know, we're not too far up there. You know, a little kit there is like 5, 6 bucks. So, and thing there is like, yeah, we know that. Okay. So, just do short bursts. Okay, so you're going to want to now open up this valve so the freon can go in. It's supposed to be just one turn of the Allen, really. I just feel like I had it open. Okay, so just weight it can. After you unscrew that, just to show you, isn't that great? Look at that, it just seals itself. So 13.07. Let's see if we can get it, or we're already probably close enough, There we go. So what we're gonna want to do now is close this up. Small leak around here? Hopefully not. This thing's pretty tight. Alright. So plug this back up. Just switch the Allen around. See how this thing got pushed out there. Alright. Alright, that's firm. Alright, let's plug that right up. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off. Guess what? That all, or no, you can take this thing off now. It's on there really tight. You don't really need to use pliers. Okay, so with just a little jolt of the plier, now take that right off. Keep that. You can see, wow, look at that, all that red freon stuff. Alright, so we put this in, cover it up.